Hey guys, good morning. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Sorry that this is gonna be kind of like rough, but it's super early in my house. It's the only time I can actually like work in peace. So here we go. All right, so I'm gonna make a whole bunch of little mini videos showing you guys how to do each type of question. I've already solved it on my own so that I can make sure that everything worked right. If you didn't see my post, I did say, hey, skip a couple of questions at the end because it gave you fractions and I wouldn't have been that mean. But they're simple fractions. I'm still going to show you how to do them, but I'm not going to have you guys try them on your own. You can just copy it off of the video once I'm done. But when it comes to the front page, if you guys see, this is your first packet. If we look at the first question, it's asking you for a red line and a blue line. So let me grab those two colors. I have red and blue. Now for my red line, it's asking me for the slope. To find slope, I need to look at the number in front of my x. Since there's no number in front of the x, what are we going to have? Are we just going to put a 0 or what? Sorry guys, I just woke up. I am so tired. I haven't been able to sleep. So for our slope, we're going to have 1 over 1. I swear my videos are going to get so much better. So since I don't have a number in the front, we have an invisible 1. And since we're talking about slope, it's better for us to have it as a fraction, so 1 over 1, so that we can talk about our rise and run. Our y-intercept, he's having it do it like this because it's asking us for a point. So for our y-intercept, we're going to look at the very back number with the sign. So our y-intercept is going to be -3. All right? Now, let's finish our red line and graph it to make life a little easier. Remember, whenever we are graphing, the y-intercept is first, and then we talk about our slope. So if we look at our graph, I'm going to start at -3. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to plot a point right there. From there, I'm going to use my slope. So the first number on the top is telling me to go either up or down depending on my sign. And for sign, we're doing this. Rise, run, draw your line. If the number on the top is positive, then we're going up. If it's negative, we're going down. If the number on the bottom is positive, we're going to the right. If it's negative, we're going to the left. Right? So since we have 1 over 1, I'm going to start at that -3, and I'm going to go up 1, to the right 1, plot my point. And I can do that a few times. I like going all the way across just because I'm weird and I like my lines very, very, very straight. But I can see a pattern, so I can follow my pattern. And then I'm going to grab my ruler and connect my dots. I hope all of you guys are doing well. I am tired. Ever since this started, I can't sleep. So, yay. Miss you guys. All right. Line blue, or the second line. All right, so slope. So I'm going to look at the front of my x. That has an actual number this time. So we're going to have 1 over 2 as my slope. My y-intercept is a number in the back. So it's also going to be a negative, so -1. So we're on the same graph. So instead of starting at -3, we're going to still start at 0 as if this line wasn't even there. So start at 0, and we're looking at -1. So from 0, go down 1 and plot your point. From here, we're going to do rise over run. So that first number on the top, remember, if we look at our sign, it's positive, so we're gonna go up. So we're gonna go up 1. The second number on the bottom is telling us to go to the right. So up 1, 1, 2, plot my point, and then follow that pattern. Up 1, 2, up 2, up 2. And then I can do the opposite, going down 1 and 2 to the left, down 1, 2 to the left. Again, I like doing the opposites just so that I don't forget about the opposite being an option. Plus, it makes your line look still better. So connect your dots. If you hear sounds in the background, I'm making myself coffee because literally I just woke up. And it's Monday, so yay. So you're gonna get this right as I'm finishing it. Now, it's asking you at the very end, we're not done. So just because we graph, it doesn't mean that we're done. We still, since we're dealing with systems, we're talking about when they cross, so the little X. So it's asking us, where do they meet? So we look at our graph. Now, I didn't do this red line as perfect as I should have, but we cross right there. So when we're figuring out our point, we always find our X, because remember we're finding a point, and we're looking at our X, and then we're looking for our Y. So where do they meet? So we're going to draw ourselves our little point. And if we look at our X, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so the first one was 4. And then up 1, so our second one is 1. And there you go. So again, to recap, find your slope first. It doesn't matter, but find your slope because it's asking you to find slope first. Make it into a fraction if it's not a fraction. So this was a 1, so we put it as 1 over 1. The number in the back with the sign, that's our y-intercept. That's where we're going to start. And then our slope is what we're going to use next to find our next point. We're going to plot that one first. And then, so to plot -3, so go down 1, 2, 3. From there, we're going to go up and over, up and over, up and over, and then connect our dots. Try and make sure that they connect very well, or else you'll get a situation like I did where it's a tiny bit off. Let me zoom in so that you can see. Notice how it's a tiny bit off. And if it's a tiny bit off, that does make a difference. So see how I messed up here? I didn't make sure that I was exactly on it. So make sure that you're doing your graphs exactly on those lines. For our blue line, we had 1/2, so we didn't have to make it into a fraction. It was already a fraction. We have -1, so we start at -1. We're going to go up and 2 over, up and 2 over, and we do that until we connect our dots. Where do they meet? We circle the spot where they both meet. Our point is an X first and then Y, so we look at our X. Remember, this is our X, and this up here is our Y. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first number is going to be 4, and then I went up 1, so our second number is going to be 1. And there you go.